was working in a hospital as a young nurse, and one of my patients died. It wasn't unusual for us to keep the body in the hospital until the next of kin came to collect it. So I was unsurprised when a few hours after my shift started, that I was asked to stay behind and sit with a newly deceased patient until their family arrived. I agreed and went about my business. The hospital was very busy that day, and I soon forgot about the body in the next room. An hour or so later, I heard screams in the next room. Now, I'm an experienced nurse, so I'm not easily scared. But these screams were unlike anything I'd ever heard. I dropped what I was doing and ran into the next room. What I saw made my blood run cold. The body that I had been sitting with just moments before was now sitting up in bed screaming at the top of its lungs. I don't want to be too graphic, but the sight that I saw that night is burned into my brain and will never leave. I don't want to scare ya, but the thing that sat up in bed was not human. It had no face, just a big gaping hole where its mouth should have been. I screamed and ran out of the room. I didn't stop running until I reached the relatives' car. I explained what I'd seen to the relatives, and they were shocked. They told me that their loved one had died 2 days ago, and that they only came to collect the body today because they had to arrange for a funeral home to transport the body back to their village. They asked if I could go with them to identify the body, which I agreed to. When we got to the mortuary, I saw the same thing sitting on the table. It looked like an emaciated old man with long gray hair and no face. One of the relatives started to scream and fainted dead away. The rest of them started to argue amongst themselves, each blaming the other for letting this happen. Now, I don't know what religion they follow, but apparently it's common for the relatives to wash the body themselves and take it back to the village to be buried. I was asked to leave and went back to work. It was only when I got home that I realized I still had the patient S bracelet on my wrist. I tried to take it off, but it was stuck. I struggled with it for a moment before eventually managing to yank it off my wrist. To this day, I still have nightmares about the things I saw that night.